Good evening or afternoon, I'm sorry. This is your girl, Just Lovely, and I am coming in really quick because this is going to be a quick live about J Dunn. hmm About J Dunn. So I've been looking at the stirrings of everybody saying that J Dunn has been a chaos demon, a annoyance, and so on and so forth, okay? So my reasoning for coming in and talking about J Dunn is simply because I want to. I want to talk about J Dunn today. And in a sense, I feel like a lot of times people say that J Dunn is dark. J Dunn is a nuisance. And for the longest time, it took me over 2 years to try and realize or understand exactly why J Dunn would hit the panel of people who will allow people, I can't say allow because whatever happens on someone's panel is just the way it is. And I feel like J Dunn herself is knowing that she's on these people panel. I don't expect for Jadon to expect the people to protect her because she's on the panel. So what do? She goes dark. Jadon goes, she punch you in the gut with all she got. And in the meantime, the people on the panel that have issue with Jadon would say things like, shut the fuck up, J Dummy, blah, blah, blah. And see, that used to take me out because I never understood how can you sit on a panel with bitches who gonna call you out your name, call you J Dummy. And then when J Dunn would get back at them, baby, when I tell you J Dunn gonna say anything that she can to fuck a bitch up, she gonna punch you where it hurt. She gonna get down deep down. And I think it's a repercussion of one of the questions that they actually had on the trivia last night was it had something to do with the funeral. And that was early on in the beef sector. I remember that shit. That was early on in the beef sector. So could you imagine a motherfucker throwing a funeral for your one and only mother? The one who raised you up into the point to where they couldn't do it anymore. They left you behind on this earth to fend for yourself. Could you imagine a motherfucker throwing a funeral for someone in your life like that? And Jadon, you could say for whatever reason that I ain't never heard you say that it didn't hurt, but I bet you that was a real hard blow. And it seemed like from that point on, when Jadon started being relevant and him panels, because I remember back then Jadon would do lives and it would be kind of like the live that I'm hosting right now with 10 people in the chat. But when Jadon got her voice out there, you could see exactly where Jadon was coming from. And I remember the funeral. First, she came out real sweet. Then it became to be a protective. And then she got real mean down and surly. People are saying that Jadon is this, and this. And last night I did a live and I talked about the Tita situation. And I had no idea that they found the article and this, and that. But I did, and they said, "Oh, I don't believe that Jay Dunn actually have talked to Tita." And I was like, she probably did talk to Tia, and it was probably from a collect call from a correctional facility. But I didn't know that the lady was out. I didn't know she had got out of jail. But that does lead into what Jadon has been trying to get you all to see. Jadon is a friend to those who are a friend to her. What made me want to hit the live today is because I seen the conversation between her and Ness on her community wall. I told y'all Jay Dunn has been going ham on that goddamn community wall. So my intentions was to let's go over this community wall. Very cute, pretty, and pink. Jadon posted a picture of her look like she was a toddler 4 days ago, and she was a really cute little baby girl. And so from that point on, baby, Jadon got a picture of her and the Jamila chick on the wall. Then she got a picture of her showing that she can purchase a flight between, it looks like, Atlanta to Vegas. Tickets going for 150. Mm-hmm. Then the next thing she said, should I come out and debunk Miss T Velocity's live with Jamila's text and all? And then her response on the polls was yes, drag them old heathens. She had at the time a 50%. Then she said, no, let them continue to lie in peace. Someone said they got a 6% on that. Call the cop on them old hoes. 1%. Take a nap, J Dunn. 38%. And that was mine. I put take a nap. And then she said, ask Ness. Why the fuck you got to ask Ness, J Dunn? And that was 5%. And that was after the Lemon Lounge. Hey, Bird Bird. That was after the Lemon Lounge over to the liquor house where everybody said that Miss T Velocity drug J Dunn. And someone always say, you go in places where you're celebrated and not tolerated. Forever and a day, I've been saying, Jay Dunn, why do you go places where people do not really seem to care for you? They don't care for you. They don't give a good goddamn about you. I think that you do a whole great job on your channel in itself. You can draw and garner attention over to your channel. You know how to cuss them hoes out when they drop down in your chat and get to talking that fuck shit. I just feel like you're giving people the views, the clicks and the views. Everybody's gonna run over, except me, child, because I can't do a lot of these people, child. But everybody gonna run over there and they wanna see the argument that had Jay Dunn to do with it. They say J Don is not relevant, but J Don do garner a lot of views on a lot of these people's channels, believe it or not. Because I know Lemon had got some views based off the argument that she had with Jamila as well as Miss T Velocity. So I know he got some views over there. I don't even know that man channel to even check. So she showed a picture some of her and some of her real life friends. And then what caught my attention was Ednet scammed me out of my money while crying about me mentioning her son. What made me want to go live on this was the fact that in the conversation between her and Ness was, downplaying the baby teeth comments and things like that, and saying that what is the point of you bringing up my child in the situation, and the only thing I did was talk about you have baby teeth. You cannot accept banter. Do I have to accept you talking about my motherfucking baby teeth, bitch? You trying to humiliate me on your panel. You trying to make me feel some certain way. So whatever I have to do to get back at you, I will do. And I'm assuming because we don't know a lot about one another over here in the beef sector. I don't give a fuck how much you dox a bitch. You don't know the whole entirety of their life. So you use what you got to get what the fuck you want. I want to hurt your fucking feelings. So I will be talking about you and your child situation. I will be talking about this and that, whatever I can do to make you feel as humiliated as you're trying to make me feel. And a lot of people don't ever understand why in the fuck do you give a fuck about J Dunn? I don't know why. I don't. Sometimes J Dawn gets on my last motherfucking nerves. She do. She really do. That goddamn baby voice of J Dawn when she get to screaming and hollering that high pitched shit. I can't even do that shit. I thought I had a baby voice. Fuck that. J Dawn got me beat. And that shit get on my nerves. And then some of the things that Jadon say, I would not lie to you. I be cringing. I be like, God damn, that was rough. And that shit don't even be about me. But I have said that shit is rough. That's some motherfucking bullshit, Jadon. Take that shit back. I really be saying that shit in my head. I do. I say it in my head all the time. But then I always come back to the why. The why in the fuck did, hey, December baby, the why in the fuck did Jay Dunn decide to talk about this woman's child? Why in the fuck did Jay Dunn tell Jamila's business? The why in the fuck do people say that Jay Dunn wants to be included? Jay Dunn pays for people. I don't understand why the fuck they pay for Jay Dunn not to be on the panel. Hell, it's other nuisance that be on the panel that kills the fuck out the whole show. But I guess Jay Dunn is not a fave, okay? And I get it. I honestly get it. I do. But I'm gonna go over these messages with you guys. And I want y'all to, I don't even care if you don't see my point of view or not. But in a sense, me reading these screenshots that Jadon put on her community wall, it kind of gave me a clue. Now, Jadon, if you listening, I don't like all this docs and shit you been doing. And you damn right. We a lot of us know the names of certain people. But it seems like there's a rule in the B sector that we're gonna stick to avatars and usernames, the ones that we put up on YouTube. So I'm gonna tell you right now, Jadon, I don't appreciate that fuck shit that you be doing. But at the same time, and I for the life of me, Jadon, you be goddamn really reaching. You do. And I think that some of the things that you do is uncalled for. I can admit that. But I think that you be putting your aggression out on people that don't even deserve it. I think that's one of my thoughts for sure. Like when they were saying you was over there calling out Lady Nika name, I ain't understand why hell. Call out Aisha name. Let Aisha know how you feel. That's who you was having your tussle with. Tell Aisha why the hell what Lady Nika was over there. But you be doing little shit that I can kind of understand why people be going in on you. But that's another point. Let me just go ahead and read these things, okay? So the conversation starts out with Vanessa Blaze, and it's on J Dunn's community wall. If you haven't read it, you can go over and give her a like, okay? It says, girl, the fact that you said what you said about my son or anybody's kid, and then said that it was reneging on an agreement is sick. You really, I have to keep on down, pulling it up. You really don't get it. Your ignorance will be my determinant. I'm not ignorant at all, but I've always told you before respect goes both ways. And I agree with that. Respect do go both ways. I feel like a lot of the things that people do and say about Jay Dunn is disrespectful. Now, I cannot add up the fact that okay, well, was this more disrespectful to Jay Dunn as it was to Ness? or whoever the adversary is at the time. Because Jay Dunn seemed like lately she haven't been giving a damn. She's just been out here wilding in these motherfucking streets. I tried to upload a video yesterday and it wouldn't even upload. But if y'all seen the girl catch me outside, how about that? That's what I thought that Jay Dunn has been trying to implement with these motherfuckers. Y'all motherfuckers better catch me outside. How about that, bitch? That's what I took from it. And so she said, "You started with me. I never bring up your mother because I don't have to. Next time, put an extra O on that because whenever you're trying to, make it as if you're trying to emphasize on what you're saying, you need it's the TOO. Somebody had gave me some grammar lessons over at the trivia thing last night, and I appreciated them for it because my question was who got banned from Facebook, and for whatever reason, child, I spelled that shit BANDED. But I was working. Hi, Miss Toussaint. Hello, Miss Toussaint. I was working, baby. I was just texting. But I appreciate somebody helping me with my grammar situations. That's one of my pet peeves when it comes to this shit, too. I be reading these damn comments and chats, and I be like, man, what the fuck? It's TOO, Ness. Okay, y'all. Let me get back to it. You bring up my son because you're weak. No, Ness, she brings up your son because she knows that it's going to make the audience say, "Oh, she wrong for that shit," and she thinks that it's going to get under your skin. That's why she brings up your son. I don't think it's a weak move. Like I said before, if you're going to attack me, then I'm gonna give you. Bitch, don't come to no goddamn gunfight with no fucking knife. I'm finna blow your head off. And I think that's the gist of what Jay Dunn be up to, child. I don't know, child. I can't really speak on what the fuck she be doing. But Jay Dunn has been out here wilding in these streets, okay? And then it says, um, and it's a representation of you as a person. Let's be clear. I think you know, or maybe you don't have the village I have behind me. You could never. But at the same time, why keep someone around that leaves it fresh in people's mind every day that you have no respect for me? Please. Then Jay Don said, I do have respect for you, but I also have respect for myself. And she said, no, you don't. If you did, you wouldn't respond to my comments about next page. No, you don't. If you did, you wouldn't respond to my comments about baby teeth with ridiculous comments about my son. Like, girl, where is your respect when you sacrifice it for shock value? Like I said, it is for shock value. A lot of times people be up on panels calling her J Dummy. Who the fuck? That what kind of fucking respect is that? We all sitting up on here on this motherfucking panel, and you feel like you could call me a fucking dummy, bitch? Please. Nope, I ain't going. And it says, if I am speaking to MBK Shakim, and this is J Don responding back. If I'm speaking to MBK Shakim or anyone else, what's the point of you insulting me if I can't insult you back? This is foolish. 100, 100, 100. If it's not foolish, you're just incapable of banter. You go dark because you know nothing else. You're wait, you are foolish. And Jadon says, I am capable of banter. However, I am going to respond to the insult thrown my way. I acknowledge your feelings. You still couldn't move on me move you still couldn't move on without you still couldn't move on with the commentary without insulting me. I just insulted you back. Again, respect is a two-way street. If you can match my energy, this is her responding back to Jay Dunn. If you can match my energy, we're clearly not in the same community. Forget about the two-way street. Can't. Hi, Jay Dunn. Welcome. I've been going in on you, girl. You've been bad, Jadon. You've been bad. And no, unfortunately, I can't drop my link. But what I've been telling the people is that in a sense, I kind of understand the way that the way and why you respond in the manner of which you do. I do. And that's why when a lot of people say that, some people tell me, your friend, your little baby, your little this, your little that. And the only thing I can say is I kind of understand where Jadon is coming from. The reason why she goes so fucking low. I do. I do. And then what I when I look at things in a certain and sometimes I feel like when you go low with people who don't even do the things that, okay, so I guess I'm being what they call hypocritical. Because if someone talk about your baby teeth or whatever, and then you go to talking about their kid, that is actually low. So that's I'm being a hypocrite when I say I can understand why you go low. But in the same sense, when you are up on the panel and people calling you J Dummy, I think that's really low too. Like, how can you sit and talk about who and what I am? And I think that when people say that J Dunn is a chaos demon, this is the work of overtime. Okay, so she's been showing you all that this is as far as she's going to go. And then once that plays out, she go even deeper and harder. I did also say that I don't appreciate to see J Dunn out here and feeling like she can just dox everybody. I don't like that either. I don't want no I honestly don't want anyone to dox me, but hell, what is a dox? Everybody knows. Everybody don't live their life in some form of fashion. And that's just simply how I look at that. But at the same time, if we want, like you said, it's a two-way street. If we want to be respected, then why are we dragging people into certain things that they're not involved in? But again, in some manners and instances, I can understand exactly where Jadon is coming from and the reason why Jadon goes so hard. I do. And it simply goes back to when they threw her mother a funeral on YouTube. That was the start of it all. That was the start of it all. That really gave, I think it gave Jadon an indication that nothing is too far. Nothing cannot be talked about on YouTube. And I'm just going to put it all out my ass and lay it on the table. Period. And somebody shared this video. Let me see who it was. Cause child, honey, it don't usually don't be number two people over here. I ain't gonna even tell y'all. Who the hell come in it? I'm not gonna hold y'all. But from the text messages that J Don had put up on her wall, I understand exactly what the fuck J Don was saying within that conversation. I do. It's almost as if you feel like you could say exact hi BB nice. Welcome to the chat. It's almost like, okay, people feel like they could say any and everything to me, but I can only respond to them as maybe calling them ugly or surface type things. Everybody on YouTube knows the situation with Nessa's son. So we've all somebody's talked about it. So I just didn't understand how you gonna hold a conversation with me talking about how deep and how low I can go. But the whole point of you even talking about baby teeth is to humiliate me. So my goal is to humiliate you back. And I am gonna double down on what the fuck I got to say. And they always say, isn't this the beef scepter? That's what they always say. They always say, "Ain't this the beef sector? And we ain't, don't we suppose we can see this and this and this?" And I know that it's going to probably be a whole lot of people that disagree with me, but at the same time, I have been seeing this, and I had to come and do a conference, do a live on it. And I also did talk about the Tita thing last night. And when I woke up this morning and saw the fact that this was a truth, because I did read the article, I was anticipating coming live and reading the article and blah, 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 blah. But I decided against it, and that was even before I had went over and looked at J Don's video about the child's parents online, about Tita's children online. And I had to think about it. When I had a home daycare and I was keeping kids at my house, I actually grown attached to those babies. And if anything would have happened to me in that manner, that would have broke me down. I probably would have been in jail crying, and they would have thought I was in that motherfucker crying about being in jail. But in all actuality, I would have been in there crying because I have lost somebody in my village, someone who I was taking care of and that I loved, and I, wanted to see them get up to age and say that I was a part of their growth. And I think that's probably what Tita is going through. I do. I think that's what Tita is going through. I think that she probably do have a sense of despair based on the fact not only that the child passed away, but she did have a hand in the child's growth and development, and she can no longer do that again. And they've been questioning J Don's friendship when it comes to Miss Jamila. I think I'm saying her name correct, but she, if anything, J Don has really been a friend to Miss Tita because, like she said, she been knowing this shit this whole time and have not mentioned it at all, and that does shows great character. And on that note, y'all, my break is over. I just had to come do this live because I was scrolling down my timeline and I read those messages. And Jadon, I want you to stop showing your motherfucking ass out here. Girl, god damn. Like, how in the fuck can I be your big sister and you out here embarrassing me and shit? Stop acting a fool out here for these people. I'm just playing. Jay Dunn, do what you gotta do. Give it all you got, girl. Give it all you got. Cause I don't think nobody would let up on you. And no matter how minuscule they feel like their insult is to you, I don't know. It could be hurting you so deep inside, baby girl. And you just gotta get their ass a real solid good punch to let them know exactly how they're mistreating you. And I get that. But on that note, y'all, I got to go to work. Shit, I'm at work. I don't goddamn stop and took a break and came live to talk about this. I do appreciate anybody that's here. If you're not already subscribed, baby, the only thing I do is come over here talk shit. If you don't like cussing, then I don't think this way you should be, cause child, I've been cussing for a long, long time, and I do have this southern drawl. And y'all, I see a lot of people don't care for that either, but that's what you're gonna get over here. A lot of times it's not be self related because I don't really watch a lot of the channels, but I do watch a lot of people that actually, they talk about the things that they saw on channels that I haven't watched, and it give me an opportunity to know exactly what's going on in the B sector, whether or not they lie roasting or whatever. But it give me an idea as to what's going on. And I have another like another hour and 20 minutes on this break that I have. So I'm about to pop some laundry in the washer and fold up some clothes and get on with the rest of my day and then go back to work. So y'all have a good one. And Jadon, thank you again for saying that you think I would have been a great judge as far as when it came to the B sector trivia. Because I would have asked some real good questions. They wouldn't have had a clue. But y'all have a good one. Bye, y'all.